What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to the Jurassic Iceman YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for coming by. Like this video if you will. Subscribe to the page and swat the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my patrons. Links in the description below. So we have 3 Tyrannosaurs before us now. And a Utah Raptor. But which one is the best? The age-old question. Here's the first one that I attained out of these 3. The Thrasher T-Rex. Now, when it comes to the JP T-Rex, is the first one that I actually attained when I was a little duck-billed platypus was the Red Rex by Kenner. But I don't have that one anymore. I don't know what the hell happened to it. But I have this one. This isn't the one that I had when I was a duck. I had to find this one at a thrift store, I believe, but look at that beautiful sculpture. Wow, how amazing that looks. I feel like that they tried to take this one toward the Stan Winston model. But of course, nice and fleshy. You see that all the way up the neck? Even a little bit of rubber around here. Now this thing had some weird sort of action. I think you could open up its mouth and like prop its tongue up or something. I never really figured out the action feature on this. I feel like it was something to do with you yank its mouth open. I don't really know. Then you like push down the tongue and it bites down. But it does have this, the thrashing ability. You twist the tail and it thrashes his head back and forth. Her head back and forth. Yeah, this is the female. But this one I think looks closest to the movies, especially The Lost World. Even has a little bit of greenish going on there, but look at the amazing skull. A bit goofy. If they could get the skull just a little better on this one, this would just be amazing. And of course, the proportions are never quite right. But even the feet size, look at the feet. What a beauty. The Thrasher T-Rex, this came out by Kenner, I think. Lost World line. This is JP29 on there. Wow. Look at the stripes. What an amazing dinosaur. And then, now I don't think I ever attained this one when I was a duck. I got this one later on. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Look at this beauty. The Bull T-Rex. This is the male. The buck. Is that what they call it? The buck in the film. The bull is the toy. I don't know why they switched those up. But nonetheless, it doesn't have an action feature. It's just a straight up mold with arms that go back and forward. And the legs actually don't even move. The Thrashers, they go forward and back just like the hands. What do you call that? Not a ball joint. I can't remember. Some little joint or something. This one kind of introduced the marble eyes. Yeah, look at those eyes on him. What a monster. And of course, it could swallow toys. And then you get them out of the tummy. Ooh, this one has some fluff in there. I don't know if they came like that or not, but nonetheless. This one has been sitting in a toy bin, so the legs are like really close together. You gotta put something between them like this, like a ball, and just let them stay like that for a while. Maybe even use a heat gun, I don't know. And then the tail was always messed up on these things, just like the Red Rex. I never got my Red Rex to have a straight tail. I think use a heat gun, you hold it like this with something, and you can straighten that out. But look at that model. Look at that beauty. Now, this one is not very movie accurate. I mean, look at how massive the head is. And it's just kind of like fat. I don't know. It's just, it's strange how these look like different species or something, you know? I mean, what do you guys think? I think the Thrasher's definitely more movie accurate. I mean, the big feet on this guy. But the cool thing about this one is it was just like a cool toy. To my memory. Like I said, I didn't have it. I think I had a buddy that had this one. But just a cool toy. Like, they kind of went wild with the artistry about this one, you know? Like, they're like, yeah, we don't gotta make it look like the movie that much. Maybe just a little bit. It is kind of reminiscent of the film, like the skull a little bit. But just like exaggerated. Like bigger, badder, less proportionate, you know? But yeah, look at that beautiful paint job. And look at how well it held up over time. Very soft. All right, and now, let me show you guys. I mean, it looks really dumb in this position, but I'm going to show you it for that reason. Because we got to see these things in all their glory and all their yuckiness, all right? It's a dumb position, but here it is. Here's the Hammond. And I don't know why, but everybody says this one's awesome. I don't know. I mean, how does this compare to, say, the Thrasher? You know, it almost seems like the Thrasher's more film-like. It almost seems like the Thrasher's more movie accurate. I mean, what do you guys think? I do like the long tail that you get with kind of both of these, but more so I think the Hammond. Okay, now let's try to fix it a little bit. It just looks dumb in that position. See, they need to make another T-Rex for the Hammond collection, and they need to have less seams on it, even if it means less articulation. Like, do we care that much about all this articulation? A little bit is cool, but they're going too far with it at the sacrifice of looks and aesthetic. I mean, it has this big, it looks like it's wearing like a hoodie or something. Big seam there, big seam there, big seam in the center. I mean, this one, what the hell did they do? The skull looks good on it. That's, in my opinion, that's kind of where it ends. It has a good skull. But that's kind of where it ends. I hate to say it. I'm curious what you guys have to say about that. I mean, obviously, as I pointed out in my last video, the feet on this thing are humongous. It just seems to be a little too tall. Like, look at how tall this thing can stand. Look at that. That just doesn't really look like the film. Feet are too big. It's a little too tall. It's a little too skinny in some areas, a little too fat in others. I mean, from this angle, it looks okay. But I just feel like there's something off about it. And then how the tail is. I mean, too many damn seams, man. And then it allows you to articulate it in a sort of unnatural position. Or various unnatural positions, for that matter. What the hell did they do here? I don't know. I mean, they need to make another T-Rex. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are with me on that. They need to make another Hammond Collection T-Rex, even if it's a Lost World T-Rex. Just get it to look like the damn film, will you? I mean, you did a pretty good job on some of the other ones, you know? Even the Giganotosaurus looks good. I don't have that one. But there's, like, less seams on it. It's less visible anyway. Less prominent seams. But this one is just way too much. I mean, it looks like a Lego or something. It's, like, so rigid and rough-edged, you know? Here's the Utah Raptor from the Lost World line. Pretty cool creature. I mean, the proportions are horrible. Short the tail is and all that, but unbelievable. I would love to see a bull T-Rex or a doe T-Rex with less seams on it, even if it means less articulation. Get the damn feet right. Get the proportions right. How could they get that wrong? They have the whole 3D rendering thing nowadays, you know? They can, like, shrink these things to the exact proportions of the film models. The problem is the films are just all CGI messes nowadays. They don't really have, like, the full models made by Stan Winston, for example. But go back to those. Get the Stan Winston model. I mean, we're making it after the Jurassic Park ones anyway, right? Or the Lost World, for that matter, in which case Stan Winston did work on those models. Get us one that's more accurate, and I will buy that thing up. I mean, I think a lot of people will. I think they might underestimate it. They're like, oh, the T-Rex, I don't know. I mean, it didn't do that well. But I mean, I think it's because it's not that great. And the Hammond collection is like my favorite line. I have some right now. I'm looking at them on my shelf. I have the Ceratosaurus. It looks great. I have the Parasaurolophus or Parasaurolophus. How do you say that? It looks great. You know, I have the Baryonyx. It looks pretty damn good. I have the Raptors. You know, I'm pretty happy with the Raptors. Yeah, their feet are kind of big, but you know what? Whatever. And didn't they get it right later on the other ones? On Delta, for example? I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but there you have it. We need another T-Rex by the Hammond line. I mean, and I knew that going into it. I was just like, oh man, it just doesn't look right. In this position, it actually looks half okay. I'm going to have to position it a bit differently on my shelf, but if you guys will, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these matters. Like the video if you will, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace be with you.